Hi everybody, this is a video by request that I felt was a very good idea actually, so I am making this video. We have a blizzard coming and I don't know if you'll see this video tonight or in the morning. We have a blizzard on the way, and whether it's going to be impact me heavily or not remains to be seen, but I did go out and prepare, and somebody asked me to do a video on what I would stock up on and how I would prepare for a blizzard. So I've arranged some things here that you would generally want to consider to stock up on for a upcoming blizzard or ice storm or other natural disaster. And there's baby cat on cue pushing on the legs of the tripod. So this is basically some of the things that I have on hand already at all times. Some things that I went out to get today, and I'll explain what I got today and what I had on hand already. I would advise for an extended power outage, first of all, to get some fresh fruits, vegetables, and fresh edibles. My fresh foods there, that's enough for about 5 days. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I've got a couple more kiwis over there. Then I've got some long shelf life. This is some good stuff. If you don't know it, this is from Aldi. And this is actual German whole rye bread. This is all natural ingredients. There isn't much in here. There's rye, water, rye flour, salt, oat flour, oat fiber, and yeast. There's nothing. This is amazing stuff. It's heavy, it's filling, and it lasts for a year on the shelf. If you don't know this stuff, check it out. This is really good for you. So I've got a couple loaves of bread. I've got some things that I go with it. I got some fruits. I do have a lot of canned foods on hand, so there's no panic shopping involved. What I bought fresh today is right here. Okay, this is everything I bought fresh today, and that was it. And I grabbed some juice and another yogurt because I had about a half a container left. So there's my fresh supplies. I also went and got I've got 5 or 6 gallons of water. I went out and bought water because I may not be able to go out and get to the spring where I get my drinking water. Now, this is a dollar store find. These are great little packs, obviously $1. This is all natural rice meals. All you do is add water and boil, and you've got a full meal. And actually, I can serve 2 people in that, 2 to 3 people if you've got some other stuff with it. I know from experience that I've been keeping these. This is a staple in my house. All right, these are what I had on hand, but it's a staple in my house. So that's something that you could always have on hand that is shelf stable and lasts a long time. I got a whole mess of macaroni and noodles and a whole mess of tomato sauce. There's a quick, easy meal when the grid's down and you don't have your ability to cook proper meals anymore. Boil up some water. So you got a whole lot of options there for quick heat and eat type of meals. And then of course we have, you've seen this, I have the Valley Food Storage foods. Very good, 25-year shelf life. All you do is open the container, pour it in a pot, and add water, and you've got some good meals to serve your entire family. And these are good quality foods from Valley Food Storage, so you might want to check that out. They do have a monthly purchase plan, and I would strongly advise anybody, if you don't have it, to check out Valley Food Storage. And this is not a commercial, this is just me telling you what I think you should get. Okay, I think everybody should stockpile of food, especially the shelf stable dry foods like that, and the dollar store and the noodles. Don't forget your pets. I got the natural healthy food for my pets as well. I always stockpile for my cats. You do not want to forget your cats, your chickens, or whatever animals you do have, dogs or whatever. Now, while I'm thinking about foods, before I forget, if you have children, do not forget to stock up on powdered milk or evaporated milk. And also, if you're feeding babies, don't forget to get enough food for your children, for your babies, diapers, napkins, and whatever else you may need. And females have other needs that you should stock up on. Now, so we've got the food coverage, we've got the water covered, we've got the animals covered. Now, some things that you should have on hand outside, what I don't have in here, you should get gas. And you should keep gas. You should have a generator. Everybody should have a generator at home, on or off the grid, it doesn't matter. A standby generator. And you should make sure that thing is running before before the storm hits. Before the power goes out, make sure your generator is running in advance. Don't wait till the day it happens and have to run into the store in emergency run to the store. Make sure your generator runs. Make sure that everything's good to go. My little Harbor Freight generator's dead, the little tiny guy, so I'm out, but I run off solar power and I've got backup batteries, so I'm alright. You should have plenty of gas on hand and 2-cycle oil if you do have a 2-cycle generator. Outside you don't see, but I do have a 2-cycle snowblower that I pulled up to the front of the house, sitting up by the steps. I brought up my snow shovel and it's sitting up by the steps, and I have a broom to sweep off my solar panels sitting right out by the front of the house. Don't forget, if a storm is coming, to get those items ready and convenient to grab. All you have to do is walk out the door and start shoveling. So I've got that right outside the door and ready to go. Now, some standby items you should have is a flashlight of some sort. This is from True Value Hardware, and it's one of the best lights I've ever seen. You can stand it up, you can hang it up, and I'm not going to blind you, but it's got 3 modes, and this is super, super, super bright. I love this light, and the batteries last a long time. These are on sale right now with a coupon at True Value for $3.99. I would strongly advise, if you can afford it right now, go grab a couple. Have flashlights. I prefer LED flashlights. Have extra batteries on hand for your flashlights. I forgot to bring them and set them down here. I do have spare batteries. Alright, have spare batteries for your flashlights. Make sure that your flashlights, that the batteries in them have not rotted and destroyed your light. Make sure the thing turns on. Alright, always rotate out your batteries, and when you're not using the light, take the batteries out. That's one option. Another option is a hand crank flashlight. Okay, hand crank LED flashlight. I haven't had this on in a little while. There it is. It works fine. And this is a flashlight and radio. Alright, have that on hand. Make sure it does work, as mine does. And then you've got the radio for emergency. I also have another. This is an old one. I've had it for years, and the barely holds any power anymore, so I have to really crank it all the time. It is solar powered and hand crank. And it is a emergency weather radio broadcasting. Alright, NOAA weather radio, emergency radio with AM FM radio, hand crank with flashlight with solar power. A very good little device to have on hand. Now, battery backups. This is for my cell phone and my electronic devices. I am going to be doing a video on this soon. I've finished testing this, and I will be telling you about this in detail. This is from Lumsing. It's one of their biggest battery packs to date. This is 13,400 milliamps, 13.4 amp hours of capacity in this small device. I will be doing a complete review on this, but I do have this charged up and ready to roll. It has 2 USB outputs, and I can use it to power external LED lights. I have USB powered lights, and also to top off my cell phone and my tablet. This is a lot of power. This is good to have on hand, because that way you have your cell phone in emergencies when there's a power outage. Now, heating. Over here I have the Mr. Heater Buddy. Very, very good device to have for power outage. You have to have a way to heat your home. I highly recommend the Mr. Heater Buddy. You can cook yourself out of a small home with this on low setting. If you have a blizzard and power outage, I would advise closing yourself off to a small room, heating only that room, and taking your necessities into there, like a bedroom or the kitchen. We used to huddle into the kitchen when I was young, when there were blizzards outside, and my dad was gone. He was running the roads. He was on the road crew. And we would all huddle up in the kitchen for warmth. And that's what I would strongly advise you do. Get a Mr. Heater Buddy. It holds a can of camping gas, the little green cans of camping gas, or with a $20 hose attachment, you can hook it up to a 20-pound cylinder and run for a week on that thing. Okay? Highly recommend extra heat, or a kerosene heater, for example, oil lamps, propane lamps, whatever. get yourself some standby heat, have it on hand, and have fuel for it. That is very, very important. Now, we also have to cook. Before I forget, if you're living on the grid, I advise before a storm hits, fill up your bathtub with water. If you're on the grid and your storm is coming, fill up your bathtub. That way you can still flush your toilet and use some water for bathing and washing dishes and washing your body. Fill your bathtub so that you have water before you lose your power. Alright, I'm off the grid, so all I need is my drinking water. My bathing water comes from the rain, from the sky. Snow means excess water. Good to go. Cooking. You need to be able to cook. Now here's a product I recently got, and I will be doing a full video on this. This is something else I'm reviewing recently. It is a emergency fold-up camp stove, which is really cool and can save your life in emergency. You put this all together, and this is a biomass stove from Silverfire. This is the Silverfire Scout. It is a biomass stove. Mine happened to come with the MSR Alpine pot. Basically, you put in some sticks and twigs or any burnable material. You put the top on. You start the fire from the top down. I will be doing a full video on this very soon. You'll be seeing my first impressions and opening video in the next day or so. But I just wanted to bring this out because it's perfect timing. You can cook meals on this, small meals for small 1 or 2 people. Alright, you don't want to put massive pots on here. Silverfire has the Silverfire Hunter biomass stove, which you see me use heavily. It's a bigger stove. Where am I? Where's my hand? So it's a bigger stove, sits higher, and has a chimney so you can actually use it indoors. Now, that exhaust to the outside, it's a perfect emergency stove for families. Go to Silverfire online. Again, this is not a commercial. I'm just advising you what you should get. You could also use the Coleman camp stove and have the white gas or propane gas for cooking. But I would strongly advise having a way to cook your food and boil your water for your heat and eat meals. Bread and peanut butter and jelly. Tater's Homestead, he loves his peanut butter, and he just stockpiles bread and peanut butter. And he's alive today to tell you about it. So bread, peanut butter, and jelly, if you like it, stockpile it. It's good for you. Have a way to start your fires and to start your stove and your heating devices. You got to have a way to start fire. Very important. Have them on hand. Have them easy to reach. I think that pretty much covers. I have some notes. I want to double check my notes. Matches lighter, radios, pet food, dried powdered milk. We covered that. Fill your bathtub. I think we've covered everything I wanted to mention. Candles. You can also use candles. Of course, you can stockpile candles, but I have cats. If you have children also, I would stick with the LEDs. It's safer. It's better. My family, we always throw a rug in the car, or an old rug, or cat litter. That way, if your car gets stuck and you do need to get out, you throw some cat litter under your tires. You shovel the snow out from under your tires, you throw some cat litter under there, you throw a rug under your tires, and you can drive. You can get out of a hole or get out of a stuck position. So there you have it, everybody. There's what I would advise for preparing for a blizzard or a power outage or some kind of a storm that is going to leave you without power for an extended period. Well, extended meaning more than a couple days. So I'm good to go. I was very relaxed today and just grabbed these very simple basic items that I needed anyway, and it was my normal shopping day. No panic shopping for me, but I've been through a lot of storms, blizzards, hurricanes, and all kinds of stuff, and still here to tell you about it. So there you go, everybody. Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project, Disaster Survival and Preparations. Talk to you all later.